So if the function of the hero's monologue or villain's monologue is to explain to the audience why the character does what she does, then logically, the character needs to know why she is doing what she is doing. She needs to own up to her behavior. Say, yeah, I am doing this, and this is why I am doing this. Now, the protagonist might not know the true reason why she is doing it. Like we've already seen that a couple times this season. The beginning of the movie, they're not sure what the real reason is, but by the end of the movie, they do. They get it. We saw that in The Proposal and in The Substance. Totally different films, but approached the hero's monologue with the same strategy, which is really interesting. All right, so logically, we can follow this. This all makes sense, except that none of it applies to Tar. So Tar is a movie that is much like She Said in that it deals with issues of sexual assault and harassment. However, whereas She Said is told from the journalist's point of view, that is, the people who are investigating and seeking justice, Tar is told from the villain's point of view. And Melanie, you just talked about all this. Lydia Tarr is the one using her position of privilege to assault and manipulate women who report to her. She's the Harvey Weinstein. She's the anti-hero. And like Harvey Weinstein, and She Said, Lydia Tarr does not admit to any of the behavior that she is accused of. None of it. It's all somebody else's problem. It's Krista's problem because she's mentally deranged or she's obsessed with Lydia. It's the other conductor's fault because he's too stupid to be a conductor. It's her wife's fault because she's jealous. It's Francesca's fault because she's always on her phone. Lydia doesn't accept any responsibility. She doesn't see anything wrong with what she's doing. She sees a problem with everybody else around her, and that never changes. However, and Melanie, you just talked about this, and I pulled out exactly the same point. Everyone else around Lydia sees her for who she is, and they call it out. Sebastian is the first one to call it out. And in the scene where she's firing Sebastian, but she's being cute about it. Let me put it that way. And Sebastian sees right through it. Just before the midpoint, he calls her out and he says, "It's the girl, isn't it?" Meaning Olga, the new cellist. "It's the girl, isn't it? I knew as soon as she showed up that my days were numbered. Andreas told me not to worry, but I knew." Tar's response is, "I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about." To which Sebastian replies, "Please, just because nobody dares breathe it, we know the things you do, the little favors you grant." So he's the first one to call it out. But at the slightest bit of pushback from Tar, because at this Tar becomes insulted, right? Like, how dare you accuse me of little favors? At the first sign of pushback, poor little Sebastian, he backs down. He is not up to duking it out with Tar on any level. She is a force to be reckoned with. She's a very strong character. Every other character in her world is inferior to her and weaker than her, and they cannot stop her. She just steamrolls over everybody and everything, and she wins. Why? Because she is the maestro. She is viewed as a singular artistic talent, and they are willing to overlook everything because she makes them money, basically. So Sebastian, like all of the other characters, is complicit. We have Newt, right? He allows her to push Sebastian out of his job without following the rules because they have to vote on all this kind of stuff, and no, she wants him out, and so Newt caves like immediately. He doesn't even try to put up a fight. Even Sharon, Lydia's wife, even Sharon turns a blind eye. She knows what Lydia is like, and she accepts the cruelty that Lydia inflicts on others. Sharon knows that of Sharon knows that all of Lydia's relationships are transactional, all except the one she has with their daughter. Sharon only pushes back when Lydia excludes her. As long as Sharon and Lydia are partners, Sharon can accept the behavior. When Lydia shuts her out, Sharon, like Francesca and Olga, lashes out. And this is what sort of seals Lydia Tarr's fate. This is when the tides start to change for her.